Awesomeness.
All right. Oh, I see. We're live now. Okay.
Wonderful. Well,
So is this
hello
link
everyone.
on? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh,
Is this
sorry
link
about.
on your
Hello
channel?
everyone.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hey, hello everybody. It's Andre McClendon. Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we got a very, very good panel of individuals. We got THB coaching that I've been jumping on his channel, but today's going to be coming on mine. But our star guest is going to be Mr. Wes Cagle. He's out in Las Vegas, and he's going to be talking about solar, and he's our solar expert for today. So, guys, can you guys jump in a little bit more on your introduction? We'll start off with you, THB.
Yeah. So I also run a YouTube channel, THB Financial Coaching for short. And yeah, Andre and I have been doing weekly podcasts mainly on my channel, but now we're on his channel today. And yeah, we're both we met on Facebook and some of the YouTube groups there, and both trying to take off on YouTube. We're kind of smaller channels relatively speaking, but we're both trying to take off. Figure out the secret to the algorithm, so to speak.
Mm. And Mr. Wes Cable, can you guys jump into your background, please?
Hello, I'm Wes Cagle, retired Air Force after 23 years out here in Las Vegas. I met Andre personally. We worked together at another network marketing company, and now we've split ways. He lives in way far away, and now I'm still here in Vegas. So I've done solar for about 5 years now here locally.
Nice. So I just to pop it off, like, why solar? Why this industry?
It actually landed in my lap. I wasn't looking for it. My neighbor 2 doors down got it. He was retired Air Force as well. I offered, hey man, I need to come work for you. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you got solar, man. You can afford that. He's like, I didn't pay for this. I'm like, you didn't? Yeah, right. And he's like, no, give them a call. He hands me their business card. I called them to come over. Next thing you know, they're offering me a job. And basically
Nice.
told them, I said, hey, I don't have a resume. I don't know what I'm doing. They're like, you don't need a resume. We're in your house. You are the resume. Number one. Number two, they were like, we'll teach you everything you need to know. And that was 5 years ago. So here I am today running teams out here in Las Vegas, training and be invited to all kinds of different conventions and do guest speaking like I am today.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
And how actually a question would be off the bat be how has solar helped your clients?
Well, I can personally speak from experience and then I can apply that to clients. So I actually got solar for our home back in 2018. With that being said, we were before solar, our electric bills were 350 in the winter, 650 in the summer.
Wow.
We traded that out because we traded that out for a one loan flat payment that didn't move up and down like the rates do consistently these days. So we were able to hedge against that. We also got a 30% tax credit on top of that, off the top of the entire cost of the system. So with that, we were able to level off our bill, get money back, and we also became our own power production plant, basically. So we can feed back in the grid. When we're not home, our house isn't using much electricity. The panels are still going to absorb electricity, but what it does is it throws back to the grid and they give us electrical credits for that. Some places across the United States actually give money back at the end of the year or end of the quarter, depending on how they have it set up. So it's been a really good thing for us. So with that knowledge, I apply to my clients and I help my clients. I had some clients have $700-800 electric bills. We swapped them out with the ownership piece. We could do cash, loan, or power purchase agreement. Either way, you're saving money. They chose to go with the loan. We got them into a $358 a month payment, and it covered all their electrical needs. And now they're just happy with that. Sounds like a lot, but comparatively to money over time, they're saving a ton.
Wow.
Nice.
So how does one start into, like, if I'm your client? I'm sorry, if I'm a new customer, how do I start this solar panel journey?
Yeah, no problem, Andre. I'm glad you asked that. So if you're interested, all you do is you have to be a homeowner, number one. Number 2, a 650 credit score, and your roof's got to qualify. That's it. Super easy to get into. You pay your bills on time, no bankruptcies. As long as you're responsible and you've got 650 credit score, like you're good, you know. So you just qualify for one, and then we choose the products. We give you a choice of 3 products to choose from, whatever price you like the best, and we go from there. From that point, from the time we sign documents, which is all on DocuSign, you can do it right there on an iPad at the kitchen table or at your bar in your kitchen. It's super easy, and it's not very cosmic like a lot of people may think it is.
Also, when it comes to solar, like how do you guys pick your like panels to put on? Like how do you guys set that up on top of the roof?
Well, we have racking systems, single point systems. It just depends on what we're going with at the moment. Some companies have the single point installation that attaches straight to the roof. Either way, we're going to be attaching to your roof typically, unless you want a ground mount. We also have the rail systems that we use. That's pretty standard out here. That way, there's a small gap, but you get some airflow going underneath them.
Nice, because I've seen it in Vegas. There's so many people with solar panels setting up. Like, what do you guys see for like the future of Vegas? You guys see more people doing more solar, or like what do you think is going to be like? Is it going to be a big boost because of set bills and stuff?
What's really getting all that into play? There's a whole bunch of things we can go into, right? So in 2016, it was voted in that 50% of the state will be renewable energy by 2030.
Wow.
What's going on with that is there's a big solar push, right? There's not a lot of wind out here. We've got hydroelectric, which all goes to California. We also have solar. What's going on is people that don't choose not to get solar or don't want solar on their home, they're putting in around the valley not tons, but a lot of solar fields, and that's an NV Energy project. How that goes into play is they're going to charge you for solar energy that they're producing at their rates, and they also can increase those rates anytime that they feel like it. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be going solar, basically.
Wow. And how's the cost of solar panels? Have they been going up, or have they been pretty stagnant, especially with
inflation? It's been kind of interesting. For a while, it was stagnant. It's not that the cost of panels are going up. It's cost of the lending that's changing. We have different lenders that are increasing their rates or dropping their old rates. We used to have 0.49 and 0.99% financing, 1.99%, 1.49%. All that's a thing of the past. Even our 2.99% financing options are gone now. And with that being said, we're working diligently for different products and always searching for the best product that will fit our customers to make it an easy transition for them.
Nice. Give me 1 second. I gotta go live on Rumble, guys. Give me 1 second.
While he's doing that, I have a question. Do you see solar playing out the same way, like in all 50 states? Because like where I am, the electric bills they're starting to increase, but it's still cheaper than the rest of the country.
Yeah, absolutely. As I tell everyone, solar is like cell phones and bottled water.
Yeah. Wow. Now, another question I had, to really recoup the cost, do you need to live in the same house for like many years?
I'm glad you asked that question. That's a good question. Recouping cost is one thing. These loans and these types of ownerships options are 100% transferable. So just like you buy a new home and you got to call the power company to get turned on, same concept. The 2 ways you can do that is you either assume the loan and pay it off, or you pay it off with the purchase of the home. Let's say there's $35K left on it. You just wrap that in, or you just assume the loan and take over the payment.
Good to know.
Wow.
It's not very cosmic or scary, like I said. A lot of people have a lot of misnomers and misinformation.
Yeah.
The main thing. Go ahead, Trey.
I was wondering, how long are the loans for?
We have 7-year, 10-year, 12-year, 20-year, 25-year options. A lot of people look at a loan for a length of time as I got to pay this off before I get out of here. It's not like putting a Corvette in a garage. It's part of your home. It's part of your roof. It's it's there for the length, the duration. So it's really just an efficient housing, an extra upgrade you do to your house to make it more efficient. It's kind of install like old school carburetors in a car, right? We're
Mhm.
gonna we're gonna pull that off, and we're gonna put a fuel injector system onto your car now. We're gonna hook all that in. Now you have more fuel efficiency on your vehicle. That old carburetor was just blowing gas hard. Your miles per gallon were just huge with the carburetor. Now we've streamlined it, put something on there to save you some money on at the pumps, basically, kind of.
Mhm.
Nice.
Now, how do you see this playing in, like with Teslas? I know they're trying to have solar roofs on the Teslas now.
That's cool. Solar roofs are fine on the vehicles, which is smart if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's kind of apples to oranges, but it's sort of in the renewable world. Yeah. Tesla solar is just kind of a thing of the past, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
With their panels, sure, we can't beat their prices, but I tell you where we got them: service. 1 star company. I've looked this stuff up. Right, 1 star, 1.5 stars. Their service is very not that great at all. So it's really hurting their business on the solar side. On the car side, I think it's going to be fine. I think that solar, not just Tesla solar, but any kind of solar plus an EV combined is a perfect match.
Mhm.
So, if when it comes to the competition, like, how is your guys' company, like in Vegas? Are you guys like number one, like versus like Tesla, or obviously solar?
It depends on what you're looking for, right? So with us, yeah, I'd like to say we're number one. We're a 4.9 star company. We don't play, right? The only one complaint we've gotten is because we door knock for a living.
Hmm.
So with that being said, we make sure we got attention to detail. We're on point. We're on time. We're communicating with customers. We understand the importance of their getting them turned on as soon as possible. So the only thing that usually kind of gives us a little lag time would be a main panel upgrade if their home needs a new main panel, or NV Energy, which is the utility, doesn't get to the customer in a timely manner to swap their meter out. We kind of get flack for that, but we're like, hold on, it's not us, it's NV Energy.
Actually, oh, in Vegas, you said you guys get credits, right?
Yep, credits.
And how do you guys actually, when you guys, that's actually really interesting because you guys are getting 33, or is it, you get one, is it 3,000, or how much do you get for that tax credit?
30% of total cost of the system.
So if they in the tax credit, do people do also roof upgrades for that?
We can wrap in roof upgrades. We can wrap in HVAC. We can wrap in LED lighting, stuff like that. That can be taken care of the loan. Now it's written the way I'm not a CPA, so I just turn my stuff over to my CPA and I'll let those guys roll with it. They'll interpret it which they want to. So.
Give me 1 second. Why is it so?
I almost joined a group like this actually in Florida, one of the door-to-door things. But I think I would have had to go to Orlando or something. It's a bit of a drive from where I am.
Yeah,
but I almost did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not hard.
Yeah, because I've done some door-to-door stuff before. I was actually I did some political work, and it was like a lot of ex-military people too, actually. So they were recruiting from there because if you've done door-to-door, you can pretty much do it for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing, the no soliciting is actually kind of a loose interpretation. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't knock on doors, as I've learned. But some people get really really crabby about it.
If that happens, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see it. I totally get it. No problem.
Yeah.
I'm a homeowner. I don't like people beating on my door either. And I just empathize with them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're solar, but, I told you, oh, you're the 10th one here. That's exactly why I'm here. Those are the amateurs. We're the experts.
Right.
I am not Air Force.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, give me a second. We're almost live on Rumble.
Rumble's slow.
Yes, it is. Like there's like a 1 minute delay, and there's like another 4 minutes so far adding the information to the stream, which is I don't know why, but maybe it's me. But I'm trying to automate it to make it faster. But I'm on 2 computers right now with like a bunch of screens. So apply and go live. It's live now. Fantastic.
Oh, good.
Also, when it comes to solar panels, how are people experiencing like more equity into their property with them?
Yeah, 5 to 11%. Provided the system's paid off. Number one, if it's not paid off, number two is it just makes it more desirable. 90% of people moving to Nevada here, and especially in the Vegas Valley, are from California. Therefore, they're used to seeing solar. They understand the advantages of it. So they're looking for places with that.
They're trying to escape all the oddness in California.
They have the most expensive electrical rates in the entire country, number one.
Yep.
Number two is they understand that the value of owning your power versus renting your power.
What's the difference in that? Like, what's the difference between owning it and like leasing it in your guys' world?
Okay. Well, we do what's called a power purchase agreement, which is like a lease. So the company will own the panels, maintain the panels. You just buy the electricity it produces at a flat rate. Now, some of that stuff goes up, called an escalator. About 2.5, 2.3% per year is what it kind of climbs up. And it's usually a 20, 25-year term. So you can imagine that. So you're basically paying for, yes, you have solar, the ability to feed back to the grid, but the company absorbs the tax credit, and they also, you're still going to be paying someone else every month, right? But it's a lock deal. It's only going to go up once a year, 2.5, 2.5 or 2.3%, So it's kind of a good way to hedge and kind of budget around. I usually do that for people that have no taxable income to help them with solar and get them some savings right away.
Interesting.
So that's one. The second thing is the cash. Cash is obvious, right? Cash is king. It'll be a little bit cheaper, of course, because you get the discount for cash. It's you get to absorb the tax credit, so therefore that goes back to you. So you know what I mean? 30% goes in your pocket. With a loan, same kind of concept as cash. You just have a one flat payment and you one set interest rate, and that's the way it works.
Nice. I see. So with that difference, people are usually just saving the money, possibly just paying bills with it. I mean, is there what's the average difference in people's bills? Like $5 or?
Meaning once they go solar, or?
Yeah, once they go solar.
I've seen a difference anywhere from $250 to $20.
Wow, $250?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's huge. It's like, that's like a cell phone bill or even a utility bill.
Or 2 tanks of gas. No, I'm just kidding.
Gas is going up again, especially out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I can see. So how many clients come to you guys? Like you guys, you're door to door. Do a lot of people call you guys up through like referrals?
So when you first start out, you don't have a lot of that. My business now is flipped, right? I've done it so much. I've got so many clients who know me, know, like, and trust me. They're like, hey, you got to use my solar guy. Give this guy a call. He knows what he's doing. So now it's word of mouth, referrals, and being a part of business to business kind of groups, networking groups. That's kind of been my bread and butter.
Wow. And this company's all through 50 states, correct? Or international?
This company here. So I'm a solar broker. Therefore, I own American Energy Solutions. What I do is I find locally the best company in the area that I've vetted, and wherever you are, whether that's Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, you name it, right? New Mexico, Arizona. I find the best company that's in the area and vet them, and then I attach my American Energy Solution name to it. Then I'm able to sell through that installer right there. Here in Vegas, I helped start Cagle Energy, and therefore I'm with Cagle here. And what's cool about KO and what's huge is the vertical integration. We're all one piece from top to bottom. And that's what, and I helped train some of those installers. So it was really cool.
Mm. Oh, so typically when you guys are doing the job, how many members do you guys need? Like, and how long does the job take?
Depends on the system, right? If it's a 20 kilowatt above system, we probably need 6 guys. It's maybe 8 guys. It's not a 1-day install. It's a 2, maybe 3-day install. That doesn't mean the homeowner's going to be without power for 2 or 3 days. It just means that it's going to take us that long to get it done right.
Hmm.
In a small system or a medium-sized system like this one right here in this picture, that's a 1-day install with a 4-man crew. I've seen a 3-man crew do it.
Nice. And so when it comes to, since solar is basically booming, doing really good, especially with this, I'll say inflation, how are the salaries with that? So if someone is trying to get into this business, what kind of income are they looking at earning?
Depends on experience, right? So a basic entry level installer, it's probably 30,000 plus a year. Pretty easy numbers to go by. All the way up to 80 to 100,000, depending on your experience level on the roofs and within solar, right?
Wow. And what kind of education do they require? If anyone's looking for that.
Probably a high school diploma.
Wow. That's not bad.
What can somebody look at making like in the first year?
Install or sales?
Just both. Well, more so sales, but
okay.
I mean,
I'm back to sales. So now we were talking on the install side. In sales, it's all different, right? Because sales drives business. Sales are going to be getting paid more. It just depends on how they sell it. When I first started, I made 24,000, but that was in 6 months.
Okay.
Year I made 64,000.
Wow, I can see that. So going into solar can be a good transition instead of doing the normal 2 to 4 year college and racking up debt and being basically part timer. So what are the hours for like a normal worker in this field?
Glad you asked that. So are you talking install or are you talking sales?
Let's stick with sales then. What's the normal hours?
For on the sales side, basically we meet once a week for an hour, sometimes 2. It's all about training, right? Once you're trained up, you're selling deals, you're on a roll. I basically learned how to set my own schedule. I get up in the mornings and I go to work for myself when I want to go to work.
Nice.
Wow, like that. And so people can actually accomplish this, and actually get what you have. Do they? And this is again, if they don't have college or degrees or certificates, just their skills.
Correct.
Wow, it's impressive.
But it's door to door, right? Like it's door to door.
Yeah, it's door to door. It's networking. It's however you want it, because you become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You own your own business within a business, therefore you can run it the way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You're part of the team, and to get benefits from the team and learn from the team, you want to stay close to the campfire. You want to be plugged into the meetings. You want to understand. We use Telegram. We use GroupMe. We use all these things to keep in touch with each other, to show each other what we're doing and how we're doing it.
What would you say the conversion rate is? Like for every 100 doors you knock on, is it like maybe 10%?
When you first start, I've knocked 500 doors and got 1 deal.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
But through tenacity, through open-mindedness, through just, you know what? I'm not going to quit. I'm just going to keep learning. I'm going to keep learning, keep an open mind, open heart. And I learned over time how to do this. So now my conversion rates, I talk to 10 people and get 3 appointments, maybe 4.
Okay.
Wow. I like that.
Because I've heard all the objections. I know it's coming. I'm expecting. Yeah. I know what they're going to say. I already know.
Well, the door-to-door stuff, I mean, I'm pretty seasoned with that. But in Florida, especially like in the summer, it's brutal. You have to be in some kind of shape, or else, like, just the way the humidity is here, it's tough.
Vegas is hot too.
Yeah, it's more like a desert, isn't it? Like more desert.
It's dry heat for sure.
Yeah. I'd rather have that than Florida, honestly.
Yeah, humid.
I spent 11 years in Florida, the Panhandle.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you stationed at Tyndall?
Hurlburt.
Hurlburt? Oh, I was stationed at Tyndall.
Yeah.
Good, but Also, when it comes to solar, there's one thing that is around Vegas that I have not seen. You know those solar thermal panels that's south of Vegas? Those big, those giant mirrors that they reflect the sun to that.
Down in Primp, yeah.
Yeah, the two towers. I've seen that. I drove past that last year.
But see, that's probably the only place you've ever seen that, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
I didn't know what it was.
Probably an experimental deal that some engineer came up with just to create some extra energy, and it was a project that went to work, and it works. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see all that anymore. It's kind of, I don't want to say obsolete technology, but I don't think it's a thing anymore, or as much of a thing as it used to be.
Because I know our, and this is why a little, not dive into politics, but just a little curve into it. But we're basically, our current path is to go cleaner energy. How do you think that will be pressed upon? Do you think there'll be an increase in the a higher tax deductible? Like, how do you think there's going to be the more push into it?
So here's what I see coming. All new builds, when they build new developments and stuff, they're going to have solar on them. They're going to mandate that. I got a feeling. Some of the builders that coming from California, that's already a law out there. The builders that come from California are already doing it. And they came here and just said, you know what, we're going to throw solar on these. Unfortunately, when that happens, the homeowners thinks that they have solar and they have a quarter of what they really need.
I see.
So you're saying all new construction, they're going to mandate solar for it? That
is a law in California. Everything starts in California,
right,
and trickles east.
So it'll eventually be nationwide. Like once Newsom becomes president. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Hope not, but you know.
I do find interesting this whole like transition from fossil fuels to like, you know, just other ways to produce electricity.
Well, there's no way we're ever going to get away from fossil fuels. I'm sorry. If people are thinking that, then they need to rethink or go back and do some homework.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. Solar's a thing. I still stick with oil. Guess what? We're not getting away from oil. It's all about saving you money, help you out, increase your home value. Come on. You know,
that's my biggest concern with all this clean energy. The cost of stuff is going to be so much higher. I mean, it already is in a lot of ways.
Everything else is going to go up because what do you think's happening to those people that when you go solar, boom, 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 and leave the grid, the electric company's losing money. How are they going to make it up? They got to charge more per kilowatt.
I've heard too.
More per gallon.
Yep.
So the same thing's happening. Whether you like it or not, do you want to throw your money out the window, or would you rather convert that and transform it to your roof? And now you're just paying for equipment you own instead of just throwing your money out for what you used, and you don't have anything you can tell it. Where's your money going?
Right.
You know, it's the same thing. So now you take the exact same money and flip it to your roof. Now you got equipment you're paying for. That's a power plant. You're feeding back to the grid. They're giving you money, or they're giving you electrical credits, kind of like cell phone rollover minutes for that. And the government's saying, hey, here's 30% off the total cost of your system. Good luck. Thank you for going, Gary.
And does this also apply to, like, you guys do businesses too, correct? Like, if they want to have a solar grid?
Absolutely. What we do commercial solar for businesses if they want it, provided they have the right roof space, the right location. You know, once again, there's zoning, there's codes, there's a lot to it. But yeah, we can take a look at that and help business owners out for sure.
I like that. Because at least something be a little bit different other than the residential. Because if more businesses start getting into it, like it start making it into a normal thing. Like people will build a house and then add solar. Like
you can Google map a lot of things, and I've seen Walgreens with panels all over the top. I've seen IKEA covered up. It's here. A lot of people just don't see it as much. It's not as prevalent, right?
And does solar also help with the heating of with the cooling of the house?
That's great question. So if you notice the picture behind me, that creates a radiant barrier, right? There's a gap there. You can see the shading. Yes, it does, as a matter of fact.
because Vegas, man, it basically gets piping out there, and then you get your heat. You get, I mean, everything is hot. And when it comes, I'm just going over my list.
Sorry.
How do you guys, how do you guys clean your panels? Because Vegas is very dusty.
Yeah, with me, I just hose mine off about once a year. Or if I notice there's extra dust, I take a hose, and I got a squeegee that I bought from Home Depot. It's kind of, and just put it on there, drag it across, and clean them up.
Here's that picture of that plant with the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Because
there's also panel cleaning service that people can call if they're really concerned about it, for sure.
Hey, we got a couple people on Rumble right now. Give me a second, and two on YouTube.
I can't see an audience count here. Do we have?
We have two on YouTube right now.
Okay.
So if you guys are watching, guys, ask a question. We have a solar panel expert on, and wrong screen. So many screens right now.
Yeah, I posted a link on my channel too, so we should get some.
Yeah. When it comes to solar, is it possible for and this is like the future part? How possible is it to be off grid when it comes to solar?
Very possible. It all depends. Are you talking residential solar? Are you talking commercial solar? Are you talking about your cabin on your 20 acres on the mountain up there? It all depends on what you want to do. Now, Nevada law, they passed a law stating that you cannot go off grid. That's AB 405, and you have to be hooked to the grid. But the way around it is to get a battery. You're keeping all your energy. Now, by you keeping all your energy and only trickling back to the grid, in other words, giving the grid less than what you normally would because you're feeding your battery first, you're not going to get as much electrical credits. So it's just a trade-off, not a big deal.
How does I like this. So if I want to live off grid, well, not technically off grid, but attached to here in Vegas, how long does my battery life last? Like typically?
Yep. That all depends on what size battery you have, number one. Number two, what are you using your battery? Are you using blenders? You got your TVs cranking, your fans going. It's all going to be 110. Anything 240 isn't going to work. Your ACs aren't going to work. A lot of people think they will.
I see.
So you got 6 hours average on a 10 kilowatt battery. Most people get 2 batteries to run that 12 to cover that 12 hours, right?
How does the financing work with the 12 with the batteries? Same process?
Wrap it all in with your solar, and then it's same process.
Nice.
So the battery stores the excess solar power. Is that how it works?
Yeah, you're storing your own versus the grid.
Okay. Can you though sell it back to the power company and end up basically having no electric bill?
Once it's in that battery bank, it stays in that battery bank until you use it or pull off of it.
Okay.
That's what you're already doing, minus a battery. If you're just regular solar hooked to the grid, solar is the net metering is going to keep count of that, and you'll know whether you get electrical credits plus money or just money or all electrical credit, your rollover credits and how much you got. Keep track of that.
So it's possible to have a zero bill?
It's possible, yes.
Wow, I like that.
Now, can the solar panels power everything in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not at night, though.
Right. It has to store it in the battery and then overnight use
now
it.
You're pulling from your battery until your battery's done, then you pull from the grid.
Okay.
How does the power companies, they see everyone's going to solar, they typically be increasing the prices, but where's the balance to a point where there's too many people using solar?
There's actually kind of the balance just came ahead in California. So they voted in NEM 3.0. So let's just use 1 gallon as $1. Let's use $1 example. So a kilowatt, 1 gallon kind of thing, right? So they were having 75% buyback. So what it means is I send you guys a credit, right? Like a kilowatt. You guys are going to give me 75 cents back. Well, they just voted in, and nope, we're going to make it 25 cents now. So they lowered the value that they're going to pay you back. So now it's forcing Californians to get batteries so they can own their power more and not have to play the game. It's either get a battery or put more panels on. If their roof's maxed out, then that's not going to work either.
I see. So you guys have a very interesting.
There, it doesn't weigh out, the output versus input, man. The ROI will not. So they purposely sabotage the ROI on that metering.
Yeah.
I see. So if there is too many people off the grid, not off grid, basically on solar panels, maybe their own lobbyist groups will try to lobby a bill to get passed to get that situation fixed.
Yep, and Americans aren't paying attention to it because to them, no big deal. My electric bill is not that bad. I don't care. Blah 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 blah. If you pay attention, it's going to keep going up and up and up and up, just like gas.
Yeah.
What solar is me coming to you, Andre, 25 years ago and say, Andre, I got this program for you. I'm going to lock your gas rate in for the rest of your life. You'll never pay over $1.50 a gallon, but you're going to pay into this about 30 grand. It's $200 a month. We'll get you paid off in 15 years with this quick math, right? Whatever you want to do. And you're like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Fast forward 20 years, you're like, crap, I could have done that. So it's price protection is really what solar is. People don't see it that way.
The price protection thing is real. I wish that was like spoken to me when I first heard about solar, because now we see rampant inflation. I mean, I wish there was a food protection now, because food, like I tell you, like my clients are talking about a few years ago spending $200 a month, $500 a month for a family. Now it's almost $1,000.
Yeah.
And I seen the prices of eggs and groceries jumping like 2x, 3x. Oh, price protection is nice
because we have neighbors with chickens, and we can grow our own food if we wanted to.
And
yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do. It seems like.
You talking near your horses?
No, our neighbors have chickens, and then if we want to grow our food, we can grow our own food, like the garden.
Oh, good.
I hope that's a new trend, because like I would say, because when we're talking about getting off, not completely going off grid, but basically owning your own power, becoming more free, electric vehicles, people's power in the cars. I think this is basically the imbalance of too much. Basically, people are getting effed over financially, and this is the rebound to it. Solar energy, grow their own food, which is I like this. It's a really good transition.
Everybody thinks it's a big political thing, and oh no, we're all, like I said, we're all about oil, man. I'll never get solar. Okay, dude, when your electric bill right now is $100, 120, 150 a month, wait till it gets 500, then come talk to me.
That's me right now.
Yeah,
I was paying was it $400, $500 a month? I mean, it's not a big deal because my income is different. But if I was in the Air Force again and I was paying $500 a month, oh, woo, we'd be talking. No.
You can put some solar in your place out there, man.
Yeah.
Do you have any now?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, one other thing about solar. How does it work with if someone's renting? How does that work? You have to contact the owner, basically.
Yeah, the owner. The owner has to agree to it, and so the title's got to match, the loan docs and the power bill pretty much. It all has to line up. It's protection, just protecting Protection.
I think that is
identity.
My last other thing I want to cover. How is your guys' like retirement when it comes to solar? How do people retire off this? Like what the employment side?
So all you do is invest it, get a hold of somebody like Andre or THB Coaching. They'll teach you how to do that stuff. It's really at this point, the money you make, you have to plan for it in the future. You need to put it somewhere where it's going to grow, and you don't have to worry too much about it. You want to create a self-leaking ice cream cone for yourself.
So you do your own retirement, basically.
I'm Air Force retired, so I get retirement from there.
Yeah.
I get VA, so I'm good there. I just do solar because I'm passionate about it, because I know it works. I love to help the community. I love to help veterans, first responders,
Yep.
anybody that's curious about solar. I love it when somebody has all these misnomers and this disinformation that's been going on around there. Oh, well, I looked it up on Google. It said this. No, what you looked at was an article from someone that had a bad experience. And here's another thing looked at is nothing but a lead generation system. I hope you didn't put your information in there because they're going to be calling you now and bugging you.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you're getting the straight facts and having someone like me that I already have my stuff coming in. I don't have to do it. I'm just passionate about it. I'm serious about what I do. And so it's a little bit different versus that 20-year-old kid or young, professional or wannabe professional or whatever knocking on your door trying to tell you how it is. And you're just like, who are you, man? Where'd you come from?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, but yeah, man, we knocked out the whole list. I got questions, but how can they find you?
You guys can find me American Energy Solutions or West Cagle 77 on Instagram. You can contact me at 725-500-SAVE. That's 7283.
Let's get that in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put my to-do list once it's all done. I'll put this in the chat and also put it in the video description.
We're working on I'm building out my website now for that. So American Energy Solutions is going to be, we've got a website coming up. And that way we're going to have hyperlinks to what area you live in, stuff like that. It's going to be, it's a big thing. So it's taking some time. It's not just a website,
Awesome. Yeah. In Florida, they're slowly trying to raise the rates to get, solar more feasible, I guess.
Let me tell you, when I lived in Florida in 2011, I went through my stuff. I found a bill from Gulf Power. We were paying like 6 cents a kilowatt.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're paying, I don't know, you check your bill. I think it's 11, 12, maybe 14 cents a kilowatt now.
Yeah.
FP&L took over and they created a monopoly.
Which one?
FP&L.
Oh, Florida Power? Yeah, they run most of the state, but in Tampa we have TECO.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're going up too. But we're still, compared to the rest of the country, we're still spoiled with our rates.
You should check your kilowatt rate and see what it is. I'm real curious.
Well, they keep going up because over the last year or so, I'm actually using less power than I was a year ago, but I'm paying more. So it keeps going up.
Wow.
I actually, that's a good point you bring up.
Mm-hmm.
Since energy companies have a monopoly, is solar one of the only ways to combat that, like solar and wind?
Well, solar and wind, man. I mean, unless you are at a deregulated state like Texas, and kind of like back in the day, you could go between Bell South, AT&T, or what people are doing now with cable is they're calling Cox, or then they'll call Dish, and they'll work them against each other and get out of their contracts, get the introductory rate. That's kind of how they're doing it. But what a pain in the tail that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But what's cool about solar is you can actually figure out what system size you need. You can look at your history. You can figure out, okay, I use this much kilowatts a year. I need to make sure my system's going to meet that. Actually, for inflation, I should probably get 2 to 4 panels extra just to go a little bit over. Does the company I'm working with, do they have the electrical engineers? Are they able to do the electrical engineering justification letters? How professional are they? How quick are they? I tell you what, that's why I created this company. There's so many companies out there that are just full of bull that I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of seeing people get screwed over. Why don't they just get a hold of me? I can vet them out. I can vet the companies out for them. I can set them up. I can go through all the wickets, make sure everything's right, and then I can show it to somebody. It's like, hey, here's what we got versus this. As a matter of fact, one of my clients, their power over time, a 25-year timeline, if they had stayed with traditional power, they'd have paid over $135,000.
Wow, that's like their retirement out the door.
A retirement out the door completely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we were able to, our savings were over $75,000 on them for them.
Yeah. Wow.
That makes sense.
Over half.
Yeah. And it's not just about savings now. I mean, it's to me, it's a smarter way of power.
Mm-hmm.
No moving parts, and we're making power. No smoke. Right. I don't know.
once it can get to where it can power, do you think it can get to where it can power like everything all the time? Like if we store enough of it?
It already is.
Okay.
Already is. Certain
Good to
parts
know.
of town, Vegas has got these fields with battery banks and that push back and keep stuff on 24/7 town.
The clean energy revolution.
I like
It's
that.
a wave.
I wonder what the best companies, like, I mean, Tesla, obviously, they're probably the best known, but I wonder what the best stocks are for this. There was a lot of them, like in 2021, but they've all kind of crashed.
Mhm.
1 second.
We should, whoever figures that out will be ahead of the curve for sure.
Yeah, because when the last part, that's how my energy, because one, oil's never going away. But what are your thoughts on uranium, like nuclear energy?
Nuclear is cool. It is clean. Uranium's dirty though after a while, but
Mhm.
I've never seen it in a home application or a residential application. Now I do know in Arizona that APS does have a nuclear reactor and they use that to power things. But just like Japan, you see what I'm saying? Chernobyl. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's got its pros and cons. I do think that nuclear energy is clean. It's efficient. It lasts a long time. I just don't know how they would charge for it. If they charge for it, is it super expensive? Is it, I don't know what they're going to do, right? It's unpredictable in my opinion. And I'm not speaking against nuclear energy. I think it's phenomenal. I just don't know the application that we're talking about, the same as solar application, how that would fit. Because I'm not there. I'd have to ask someone that has APS down there and then using that nuclear plant. What I like about obviously solar is because you own your own stuff and you're pushing back to the grid. It's one flat payment. It's not going to change until you pay it off. When you pay it off, all you pay is a line fee from your house to the grid, which is underground line, because they have linemen. They got to pay them. They have to cut that off there. If something goes wrong, they have to, do whatever they got to do to fix your little line. How else are you going to feed back to the grid if you're not hooked to the grid, right? So our grid fee is like $13.56 on average.
Is that annual or monthly?
Monthly.
Okay, $13 ain't bad.
Yeah.
So instead of the $3.50 in the winter, $6.50 in the summer, now we just have one flat payment of like $13.44 one month, $13.20 another, $13.58 another month. It's not a big deal.
I like that. The consistency would help out a lot of Americans, especially with this inflation. Would help. Gosh, because even for me, like I'm posting an economic video either tomorrow, and I'm talking about how I perceive before President Biden leaves office that oil heads back up into the hundreds again. How everything starts going back to the craziness.
Oh, it already is, because by summer they want it. They want to drive it up again.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, like I tell you, like, I can trade it if it goes up, but the average American, they're just gonna be eating that bill. It's gonna be, oh my gosh.
What is it out in Vegas now?
We're running about 16 cents a kilowatt.
Oh, okay. But for gas now?
Oh, for gas, I don't. My house all electric home, so I don't know. I don't pay.
Oh,
you mean gas pumps, or you mean natural gas?
Like for your car?
Oh, pumps, about $5 a gallon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was up to like $7 in California last year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
$7. Gosh, I would be. You're almost forced to pay. It's hard to skip out on gas.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta eat it. You really have to eat it. But yeah, man, I knocked out my list. You have any questions for him outside of this?
I think I'm good. You answered the one, like basically if the electric rates keep going up, eventually, like you said, that one family, they saved like $75,000. They were going to spend like $135,000. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it would be a good long run savings.
That's the thing. Nobody's looking at the long run like they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I got some extra questions. We were supposed to have a fourth guest on here, but he flaked out.
I've had that happen a lot.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the other part of the nuclear side. I met him on LinkedIn. He's supposed to be like a nuclear engineer, works in nuclear power, talks about that. And I was like, this would be a good combination, solar and nuclear together.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I'm not a huge fan of wind, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm just not a big fan of it.
It seems not as efficient.
The carbon fiber blades you can't recycle. You've got the gearboxes full of oil.
Mm-hmm.
And seals, right? And so those seals, and we all know, coming from maintenance background, those bearings go out over time. The rubber seals have to be replaced on time change items.
Oh yeah, and then all the birds it kills. Like
I was gonna say, the birds hit them. That upsets the environmentalists, right?
Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a trickle down effect. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I said. Well, I just don't know enough about nuclear. I'm not speaking against it. I just this is what I see and understand. You know, this is why I'm kind of like,
Well, I'll see what we can get them on and get some other panels, because I've been joining all these LinkedIn groups just to start meeting more people, and some are down to talk about it, but not over a live stream. And I'm like,
I keep trying to get, like I was telling him, all these copy trades people that message me on Facebook. I try to just get every one of them on now, but it's a very low conversion ratio. We might get one or two. Most of them, they clam up once I invite them on.
Yeah, especially when you ask them easy questions like, "Are your traders certified?"
That was great. The last podcast we did, we had 2 people on from something like that. It was a multi-level marketing, and yeah, Andre really grilled them.
Oh yeah, yep. Andre knows the deal.
Yep.
Yeah, simple questions can. Oh my gosh, like this simple, easy questions. Are you certified? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? That's a horrible thing not to know. That's all.
I've been like, sure am.
Recruited into that group without knowing like what they got into then. Yeah.
But if we have another energy talk, I'd love for you to come on again. Basically the same type of thing.
Do you guys have any questions for me?
No, I'm good. I have like entire list now.
You answered everything, so yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So now,
thank you.
Well,
audience, let's see. We're going there. Rumble, we got 5 people. So, guys on Rumble, thank you for watching. This is my first our first solar energy podcast. We'll probably have one again coming up soon. So please check it out. Check out Mr. Cagle's information if you guys are looking for solar all around the states. But that's it, guys. I'll see you guys on the next podcast. Deuces.
All right, thank you.
In broadcasting. Check.
I think I'm going to do a live stream